Competition Commission of India has approved the $8.5 billion merger between Reliance Industries and Disney's India business, subject to certain voluntary modifications. The CCI announcement ahead of Reliance's AGM is a step ahead in creating the merger, and this will create India's largest media behemoth, spanning across 100 channels and 2 digital streaming platforms. Ashwat Kumar spoke to a set of experts to understand the impact of the proposed joint venture. Let's listen in.
I feel it's a very, very significant development. First of all, it would lead to India's largest entertainment conglomerate, which would be roughly 70,000 crores, above $8.5 billion. And there would be roughly 558 million viewership, which is one of the most large base anywhere in the world. But I don't have fuller details yet. I'm told that there are several voluntary modifications which the parties have pledged to the CCI, which, as I wrote in one of my pieces a couple of days ago in Economic Times, this would lead to an expeditious approval, because CCI's concern would only be, in my view, that there would be a dominant mega merged entity, a behemoth, and this could lead to, in the cricket space in particular, there would be a dominant undertaking. This would lead to, in the pricing, for instance, there would be a unilateral rates and so on. So there could be various modifications, like capping advertising rates during cricket matches for a defined period, or licensing high-value cricket content to competitors on a non-exclusive basis, or divesting overlapping assets in related markets, and committing to a greater transparency in pricing, content and contract terms, and so on. But in any case, whatever the parties have committed to the CCI would have led to CCI's conclusion in the matter that there would be no significant, or there would be no appreciable adverse impact on competition in the market.
Mr. Diwan again, $9.5 billion chasing those cricketing rights. Do you see them yielding results, especially in light of what Mr. Kumar just pointed out, that the companies are likely to have made various concessions to seek the CCI nod? Is that something that would be weighing on your mind?
So we'll, of course, as I said earlier, wait for the details, Ashwin, to get the granularity on making an assessment of the impact. But as I said, the JV will also clip some costs in a lot of properties, in a lot of the broadcast. The expenditure that's involved in terms of selling these or reselling these to buyers is something which they can definitely have much more leeway in now that they're not kind of wanting to. They don't need to kind of be looking over their shoulder, or each of their shoulders, to figure out what the competition is doing. That's one. Second is, you will have multiple streams that will keep getting generated, tangentially from these cricketing rights. So the money that has been put to acquire these rights may have a little bit of a longer payback period, slightly, but incrementally, but may not upset the revenue model very dramatically.
What does the road ahead look like in terms of regulatory approvals before we actually finalize the merger?
Yeah, I think the most important thing relates to the market. And if there are areas and covenants where they have had an understanding and they know what they have to do, I think the critical piece is, how do they move this forward with a very strong governance and accountability system? In other words, the way these two parties come together and design their clear roles and assign them to the right people along with the right tools will actually build their synergy in terms of capability and reputation, and will create a very compelling narrative for investors. And I think that is the way forward from where we are.
For more news and updates, all you need to do is follow CNBC TV18 on all of our digital platforms.